Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Okay, so I've made Dumbledore and Voldemort comparison videos before. I've put them against each other in a duel based on their abilities. I've even analysed their encounters with each other, and it's finally come down to this video. Not about who's better, I've got that part done. It's about why Dumbledore was truly greater than Voldemort, and that was because he held a secret power that Voldemort could never obtain. It's no surprise to learn that Lord Voldemort was the greatest dark wizard to ever walk the earth, and he'd also not be the first to share the news of Albus Dumbledore being the only person that the Dark Lord truly feared either. However, in my most detailed video about these two wizards, I've broken it down and properly analysed why Dumbledore was the greater wizard, despite Voldemort being so powerful. It's taken some time to put this together, but I really do think I've made a compelling argument, guys, so let's continue the video and let's look at the secret power Dumbledore held over Voldemort. Okay everyone, let's get right into this video. Why is Dumbledore truly greater than Voldemort? What is this secret power he held over him? Well, if you've guessed that there's more than one reason, then you're right. There's actually a couple of reasons. Let's look at Dumbledore to start with. We've seen this man do incredible feats of magic. My personal favourite was the firestorm spell in Voldemort's cave. He was so knowledgeable in so many different aspects of magic, but like his counterpart, he lusted after power. Something that eventually became his downfall, again like Voldemort. However, Albus Dumbledore never unlocked his true potential, his destined potential. It can't be denied that he went on to achieve an incredible reputation for his magical achievements. He really excelled, but in terms of his maximum power reach, that wasn't even addressed, as he discovered all too early in his life from his involvement with Gellert Grindelwald. The loss of his sister drove Albus towards a more humble life, whereas before, he had his sights set on locating the Deathly Hallows and achieving a power beyond any measure imaginable. He never did that though. He never allowed himself to be in such a position. He positioned himself in Hogwarts as a teacher, away from the world, away from the lust of power. There's no actual telling what he could have done had he decided to continue his original journey. The point I'm trying to make is that Dumbledore never unlocked his true potential, whereas Voldemort did. Voldemort was everything he was destined to be. He achieved a power greater than anyone before. He achieved immortality. He achieved the academic glory in his Hogwarts days. He made sure he would not be forgotten. He would pride himself on the fact that he could manipulate and persuade almost everyone. Everyone except Dumbledore. He knew Dumbledore could see right through him. There was a certain mystique around his teacher that he just couldn't understand. Albus repeatedly tried to humble Tom during his schooling days and even before that. He spotted the early signs when visiting Tom in the orphanage when he forced him to return the toys that he had stolen. He was trying to keep him grounded as to keep him off the wrong path, to not make the same mistakes he had done early on. It frustrated Voldemort, because having Dumbledore on his side, even under false pretenses, would have been very helpful, but the Hogwarts teacher seen right through him, as I've said. Tom had to turn to Professor Slughorn for magical advice, something that actually paid off pretty well. From the harsh lessons learned from seeking power, Dumbledore realised that power alone did not make one a great wizard. That was what led him down the right path. Whereas Voldemort only seen power and failed to realise that there was so much more to magic. For example, the Dark Lord was a very skilled duelist, but so was Dumbledore. They duelled to a stalemate, with Voldemort duelling to kill, while Voldemort was just duelling to disarm only. That showed his incredible focus and strength. I think there was a moment where Voldemort realised age was just a number, as his former teacher was as sharp as ever. Even though Voldemort was physically weaker as a human being and even as a wizard, he was completely unrivaled when it came to dark magic. To me, it does seem clear that even though the duel was a stalemate, it was down to Dumbledore having the Elder Wand, in addition to his great skill. I think with Dumbledore being the first of the two to experience such a desire for power and a hunger to be great, he had seen a lot of himself in Tom. But one thing they did not share was that monster that Riddle had within him. He embraced it and allowed himself to sacrifice his moral conscience in exchange for success, whereas Dumbledore punished himself for his own continued lust for power. Yes, he had moments, but he still always managed to keep himself at bay. He would never allow himself to ever become a threat. With the Dark Lord splitting his soul several times, it drastically weakened his connection to humanity. His soul is linked to his humanity, which in turn affects his sense of judgment and, as I just previously mentioned, his moral conscience. His ego and arrogance overwhelmed any decision he made. He never feared any repercussions, whereas before, his cunning and manipulation skills kept him sharp. He lost that when he distanced himself further and further away from normality and towards the unknown. He felt as if his power alone was enough to ensure any task was done, and done successfully. The Tom Riddle of old, in my opinion, would have been 2 steps ahead of Harry Potter at all times, and most likely would have gotten the job done first time around. Even in the final duel, he still could not understand what magic Harry could have been talking about. He believed he thought of everything, but the truth is he didn't. He failed to see magic as a whole. He only seen its aspects. He viewed it in sections that he could piece apart and use as he pleased, while disregarding pretty important and powerful elements, like love. It was love that caused his original downfall, and love that caused his permanent demise, as Harry's sacrifice protected everyone. Albus Dumbledore respected magic in its entirety. He refused to let power consume him, as I've previously mentioned. He made sure he was always prepared, even if his own death came from one small mistake with the signet ring. I think that although Harry Potter is supposed to be the Dark Lord's equal, and that they did have some similarities, I feel that Albus Dumbledore is a better reflection of the person that Voldemort could have been. 2 men with unquenchable thirsts for power. One controlled it, while the other embraced it beyond any sound reason. That's the secret power Dumbledore held over Voldemort. I think that's why Voldemort truly feared him. He knew that his former teacher once had, and possibly still had, the potential to be greater than anyone, even the Dark Lord himself, and it was the fear of the unknown that had Voldemort so uncomfortable when it came to dealing with the man himself. Both Dumbledore and Voldemort died leaving legacies. Dumbledore for being the best wizard he never wanted to be, and Voldemort being the worst wizard, blinded by his own arrogance. Anyway guys, with that being said, that is my video on why Dumbledore was truly the greater wizard than Voldemort, and his secret power that he held over him. I genuinely hope you enjoyed today's video guys. As usual, make sure to comment down below what you think, whether you disagree or whether you do agree, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever, so please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do. It's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content, so if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.